at the end of 7 days, their pain levels are gone or diminished quite a bit, independent of their disease, and they have more energy, right? They have less fatigue. So we said, okay, so what does that mean? If they're having less pain, whether they have anxiety, depression, PTSD, cancer, MS, lupus, Parkinson's, doesn't matter. One intervention, not like there's no one drug that works for all those, takes pain away for all those different diseases. One intervention is taking away pain in 63 different diseases. So we're sitting around talking with the scientists, and the next question is it possible? Is it possible, independent of their health condition, that they're manufacturing their own endogenous opioids, their own natural pharmacy of morphines, their own natural pharmacy of pain relievers? Okay, now take a guess of what the percentage was. Remember, drug studies, 25%.
So of how many people coming after 7 days are creating
their own endogenous opioids,
so
their own natural,
their own
pharmacy of anti-pain chemicals.
What's the percentage? I don't know, 70, 80%, 90?
100%. So 100% of the people, right?
So 100% of the people coming in after 7 days of meditation.
Yeah, the 100% of the people that we measured, then they all were, in fact, one particular endogenous opioid called dynorphin was at such high quantities that we had to dilute the substance to be able to measure it, because that's the intelligence of the body. So when I say the nervous system can manufacture a pharmacy of chemicals that works 3 times better than any drug, at our very least, 3 times better would be 75%, right? Mm-hmm. But when we look at our community, it's when we're measuring different things, different factors, it's 80%, it's 84%, it's 95%, it's 100%, right? So the probability of that happening to you is very high. And we're not studying people that have been dedicating 40 years of their life to meditation or prayer. These are people that we've finally, through all of our research, figured out a formula. And if you could follow that formula, you'll notice that you'll start changing, right? And is that we've been programmed into something else. We've not been programmed into the understanding that your body has the innate capacity to produce the pharmacology of chemicals that could heal you, right?
If you want to get out of the automatic program in which your past is creating your present reality, I have an exercise I want you to do, and it's called 3-minute breathing. You need to do 4 seconds on the inhale, 6 seconds on the exhale. And by doing this, you activate the rest and recovery of the nervous system. You're going to bring your attention back to the present moment. Let go of the thoughts that drag you into experiences that are not here and now. And in this moment, I want you to find peace in the now. Let go of the anxiety, let go of the stress, and give yourself an elevated emotion. This will help you restore your power and no longer create your past through an automatic program.
Someone told you, tap on your face for 3 minutes, and that thought that is keeping you up at 3 a.m., well, it just stops. You'd say, that's ridiculous. Why are we tapping on our face? But there's a reason why this works so well. The tapping sends a signal through mechanoreceptors in your skin directly to your amygdala, your brain's alarm system. The alarm stands down. The thought loop breaks. Not willpower, neuroscience. 300 published studies, a 43% drop in cortisol in university research, and 18 million sessions in our app with measured outcomes, the largest data set on a single intervention ever collected. It looks weird, and you know what? That's my favorite part, because no one expects it to work, and then it does.
If I woke up anxious and with the chest tight, this is what I would do. If you don't know me, I'm Steven, the nervous system dude, and I have helped hundreds of people recover from depression, anxiety, and nervous system dysregulation using short and science-based exercises. Let's do this one together. Either sitting or laying down, inhale, and then take another inhale on top of it, and then exhale fully. The first inhale comes from the belly all the way to the chest, and then bring it all the way up to the collarbones. Exhale through your nose. Good. Keep doing this pattern. Inhale, belly and chest, and then bring it up to the collarbones with a second inhale. Let's add something else. Grab your earlobes, pull them down. Let's keep breathing. Inhale. Inhale again. Long exhale. Good. 4 more times like this. Inhale with me. Inhale again. Exhale fully. See how soft your jaw can be here, also your shoulders. Keep breathing. Exhale. If you notice pain or tightness in the chest, it's completely normal. Just make sure you're not pushing too much. 2 more times. Good. Keep folding the ears. Good. Keep pulling the ears. Inhale fully, just once. Hold and sigh. One more time. Inhale. Hold and sigh. I don't know who needs to hear this coming from someone who dealt with anxiety and chronic stress for over 10 years, but here are 3 things that actually helped me heal my nervous system using neuroscience and somatic therapy. The first thing I did was to stop trying to calm down using yoga and meditation. Unfortunately, my nervous system had been dysregulated for too many years and relaxing felt pretty much impossible. Because when the nervous system is under dysregulation and stress for too long, it doesn't need to calm down. It needs to discharge and to regulate first. The second one was a game changer. I stopped chasing quick relief and I focused on consistency and repetition. I wasted so much time doing stress relief exercises, which did feel good at the moment, but eventually the anxiety and the dysregulation always came back. Healing your nervous system doesn't mean calming down with quick fixes. It means being repetitive and consistent with specific somatic exercises that stimulate your nervous system. That consistency and repetition with the somatic exercises I was doing helped my brain create a new baseline for a calmer and more regulated mind and body. The third thing I did, oh my god, I wish I had known this sooner, but I stopped expecting supplements and herbal teas to fix the root of the dysregulation. I have no fucking clue how much money I have wasted on supplements, because the truth is that when the nervous system is dysregulated and it's not addressed, no external help actually really works. And that's why somatic therapy is so freaking powerful, because it addresses the dysregulation from the root. Nowadays, I'm super grateful to having committed to working with my nervous system, because that consistency and repetition, just a couple minutes a day, is what nowadays helps me have a more regulated baseline. Here are 2 things I recommend you start implementing whenever you need to cope with stress and overwhelm. Coming from someone who was chronically stressed for over 10 years, feeling anxious, and dealing with a bunch of health issues such as gut problems, constant overthinking, chronic back pain, and an autoimmune condition. The first big mistake is thinking that you need to avoid stress. That is not something you can do because life sometimes feels stressful. But doing these 2 things not only will help you calm your mind and deal with stress on a daily basis, but the more you repeat these 2 things, your nervous system will become stronger, and that will help you cope with stress in a more coherent way without spiraling and without getting wired, even if the stress is already gone. 2 things that have helped me cope with stress and now I teach my clients in my nervous system reset program involve working with your vagus nerve. Basically, the nervous system is the reset button in your body, and whenever you stimulate it, that regulates not only the physical body, but also your mind and your emotions. The first and most important thing that almost no one knows how to do properly is breathing. I don't know you, but I wouldn't be surprised if you only breathe through the chest. And if this is your case, I 100% encourage you to learn how to breathe first your belly and then your chest. Breathing only through your chest will keep your nervous system stuck in a state of survival. When you engage the belly, the movement stimulates your vagus nerve, and that allows regulation. The more regulated your nervous system is, the more regulated your mind will be.
Becoming a secure partner means that you have way more power over your mood than you think. I don't need to throw away the rest of the day because we had a fight. I don't need to hyper obsess about what my partner's thinking because I'm not trying to play a competitive game. I'm not trying to protect myself. I'm not trying to protect my ego. I don't need to spin a narrative because I've confessed humiliation and insecurity and incompetence so many times that I'm okay with those versions of myself. And I know how to speak up for myself, and it's going to be really uncomfortable, but really genuine. And when you know how to do that stuff, you get to choose how you feel. You don't have to live your life being defensive and protective over somebody trying to ruin your mood. You get to choose it. It's awesome.
Praise or provoke. In other words, if they don't feel like you're praising them enough, if they're not getting enough accolades in the discussion, they will turn to provoke. They will start an argument with you because they delight in your frustration just as much as they delight in your praise. And you feel like it's something you can win. You feel like when you get into that bad argument that you can show them their ways and how they're not listening to you, how they're not understanding you, but they will not do it. It is a rigged carnival game because it is that control that they like. They feed off of that control. Mindset you need to have, and that is know when you're in their game, because it gives them the same amount of satisfaction. They delight in your anger as much as they delight in your praise. It is that sense of control that they have. So know first when you are on the board and you are playing their game.
Okay.
So number one is you don't have to play that game.
Okay.
You do that by two, adding as much distance as you can. Don't feel like you need to have this rapid fire text exchange. They text, respond the next day. You need to wait. Most people, maybe they need to be reminded there's not some kind of stop clock on text exchanges. You required to respond. There's no delay of game. You get to choose when you respond, and you're going to do it when you're ready. I will respond to you when I've calmed down. I'll respond when I'm ready. You find ways to distance the emotional reaction that you could have. You also want to stay neutral. And that means you say very boring things like, I understand, noted, good to know, got it. These short little things that are going to give them nothing to feed on. Because if you think you're going to solve all your problems in giving them that paragraph of a text, and you think you really just gave them 100 words of pure amazingness that's going to shut them down and change your life, you're kidding yourself. Because what they'll do is just pick out one word from that paragraph and twist it and not acknowledge anything that you said. So less is always better when it comes to communicating with those type of behaviors and tendencies.